Hello, welcome to the first episode of Testimonies Through the Years. Am I excited? Yes, I am. I've been looking forward to this. All right, I'm finally here and I'm glad that you are too. Okay, so let me start with this particular testimony. I have a lot of them. Okay, let me just start with this one. So, on this fateful day, I was back in school. I studied at Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso. And I have a shout out for my fellows if you're out there. All right. Okay, so I was, I don't remember what level I was, but it was, semesters were on, the session was on, but I had an engagement back in Lagos for the weekend. My sister's friend was getting married and she had chosen me to be her chief bridesmaid. Okay, now this was I think it was a Thursday. I had to be in Lagos Friday for the engagement, Saturday for the wedding. Here I was back in Ogbomoso on Thursday. You know, school life now. Oh my God, I was in red. Like no money. I was down. I couldn't even afford a road trip to Lagos. I was in a fix. I was like, God, how do I do this? I cannot afford to disappoint the bride. You know, how am I going to do this? I just have to get to Lagos. So that particular morning, I had a lecture, an early morning lecture. So I went from my hostel to school. For those of us who are familiar with Ogbomoso and Lautech, I don't. Let me see if I can remember the name of this hostel. I had a few hostels I stayed in back in school then, but this particular one was directly opposite the KBS's hotel. That KBS's hotel was just along the express. So on my way back to the hostel from school, there was a shortcut, a pathway that would just footpath will walk, then cross the express to my hostel, the highway. So on my way back to the hostel, I saw this beggar sitting in a very odd place, right in the bush along that pathway. That's where beggars stay. It looked very strange to me. I'd been passing that way a lot. I'd never seen any beggar sitting around there. It wasn't usual. So this beggar was there and asked for alms, and all I had with me, I think, was 150 naira. How many years ago was that? That's about close to like 20 years ago or so. Okay, so I felt like, let me just sow. Let me sow a seed. Let me give out of the little I have. Of course, what I had was not enough. 150 naira would never take me to Lagos from Ogbomoso. I needed at least about maybe 600, 700 thereabout back then. I don't quite remember, but I needed that much. So I think I brought out 50 naira out of the 150 naira I had and gave to the beggar. So I went home believing God, trusting God, confessing, just seeing myself in Lagos, picturing myself at the wedding. So when I got to the hostel, I just laid on my bed and I said a simple prayer. I said, Father, it's Sister Twain's wedding on Saturday. I need to be in Lagos, like today, so that I can plan, now all the bridal hairdo and all that. So I need to be in Lagos today so that I can join them for the preparation and all. Excuse me. So I asked God, what do I do? How do I get from here to Lagos? See, it's this simple. This is why I'm bringing these testimonies, for us to see that we can have a personal relationship with God. God is our Father. You can speak with God. You can have conversations with God. God speaks to his children. This is the main reason why I'm sharing these testimonies, because I want people to move away, let me not say away, to move into intimacy with God. As a believer, your work with God doesn't end in the church, in the congregation. Congregation is just like an appetizer for you. it is an invitation to come deeper, to come closer. So I laid down, I spoke with God, and I heard these words. God said, at exactly 10 a.m., I should stand by the gate of my hostel, and that I will see a white Benz, that the white Benz is my way to Lagos. So I said, white Benz, 10 a.m. Wow, okay. Of course, I didn't wait till 10 a.m. Once it was around 9:30, I picked my stuff and ran out. God forbid, let us not see demonic sleep that will make me sleep off till past 10 a.m. So I was there by the gate with my luggage, waiting. And lo and behold, would you believe what happened? God indeed is faithful and He doesn't lie. At exactly 10 a.m., 10 a.m. on the dot. Remember, I told you my hostel was directly opposite the KBS's hotel. 10 a.m. on the dot, I saw that the gate of that hotel open, and a Benz. Now it wasn't pure white; it was like off-white Benz drove out at exactly 10 on the dot from that hotel. And I was watching, and I was like, "Oh my God, is this the one?" But this is not pure white. This is not white. And as I was questioning, oh my God, my spirit was answering me that, "Are you okay? White, cream, off. White is white. You just flag the car down." Oh my God. So as the car got in front of me, I just shouted, "Lagos." Then the car went past me. I felt like, oh, he's not stopping. Maybe he's not the one. Then just drove about the short distance, then stopped and reversed. And then he came to where I was, and I was like, he said, "Lagos?" I said, "Yes, Lagos." He said, "From here? Lagos? Are you not afraid?" At that point, I thought, oh, okay, that's true. Was I supposed to be afraid? And said, "Okay, just come in." And he started, "You children of nowadays," it was an elderly man, old enough to be my father back then, He said, "You children of these days, Lagos from here. So you are looking for a free ride from here to Lagos? Hey, these children, why are you doing this? Why don't you just go to the car park and get a bus or a cab going to Lagos?" I said, "Well, I would love to do that, but I didn't have enough money on me to take a cab or a bus to Lagos, and I need to be in Lagos this weekend." And when I prayed, God told me to come here and wait for a white Benz by 10 a.m. He said, then he paused and looked at me. "God told you to wait for a white Benz by 10 a.m. I said, "Yes." And I'd been waiting there for the past 30 minutes. And when it was 10 on the dot, I saw the gate open and I saw you drive out from there. He said, wow, God told you that? So God speaks to you?" I said, "Yes, sir." I said, "Interesting. Yeah? Okay. So I said, what I need is, I didn't have T-fare." So he said, "T-fare, what's that?" I said, "T-fare, that's transport fare." He said, "Huh? These children, transport fare is T-fare. Oh, anyway, T-fare. Okay, T-fare you will get, T-fare you will get. So T-fare you will get. So how much do you need to, how much is this T-fare?" The statement was really tripping him. So I remember he gave me 700 naira and said, "Please go to the park." He dropped me off by the road close to the park and said, "Please go to the park and get yourself a ride to Lagos." I greeted him and all that. Yes, I forgot a part. Along the line, he asked for my name and I told him my name. And the moment I mentioned my name, he was like, "Which Akinawa is that?" I said, Oritamepa Baptist. I know your father. And that's how I knew that, oh, this is somebody who even knows my father. Apparently, he attended my father's church. You can imagine, see, God knows you. God knows your heritage. God knows your foundation. God knows you to your fingerprints. God knows you. Which other print? He knows your eye print. He knows you to your hair strand. He knows you to your blood, to your DNA. Oh boy. So I went to the park. I got a station wagon ride. Back then, it's those that have money that used to enter car. Then if you don't have money, you take bus. But I took a station wagon ride. I sat in front beside the driver. I bought a bottle of Coke, or what was it I bought? My trip to Lagos was very enjoyable. Was it gala, anything? I was not buying anything I needed. It was fun. Of course, the wedding went well. I had a great time, and in it all, it reminded me of the faithfulness of God. So stay tuned. I'll be back with another episode shortly.